Hey guys, and welcome to Jay's Nest. So today I wanted to do an update video on how this is working. So I'll list the other videos down below that I made of this. I cut a pocket diaper into a diaper cover. And now I just kind of want to give you my review on how this has worn over the past few months and just kind of my honest opinion. I forget exactly which month I cut this up, but I've been using this for a few months. It's not my favorite, but it's workable. And I'll tell you why it's not my favorite. There are a few key reasons why. So this is a Mama Koala pocket diaper, and when I cut it, I wasn't able to cut all of the micro suede off the edging. And so if you go down the whole entire diaper, there's just this edging. And this edging totally encases the elastic. So, and that's one bummer about Mama Koala pockets specifically. The P well, or the TPU, stops right here, and then the inside of the elastic is this stay dry material. So if they would have just encased the whole elastic with their TPU like that, then I would probably have a different opinion. Because what happens when we use this diaper is, even with pee diapers, sometimes pee gets on this micro suede material, and then that kind of like deems it useless to reuse it again. And the point of covers really is to be able to continually reuse it for multiple diaper changes. Usually, on average, you can use a diaper cover for about 3 diaper changes before you need to change it. But that just depends on the situation. It depends on, if the diaper is saturated with pee, if poop got on the cover. But yeah, since this part on the elastic, this micro suede, gets wet, I don't want to put that back onto my child again because it's a wet diaper, you know what I mean? It has pee on it. And the only way to get the pee off of this is to wash it again. So that is a huge con for me, but I think it'll depend on the diaper that you're using and the pocket diaper that you cut. Specifically for this Mama Koala pocket diaper, that's a bummer. However, that doesn't happen at every diaper change, so that is something to consider. This part doesn't always get wet, but it gets wet more often than not. Sometimes that can be attributed to just having a center wetter, or sometimes maybe they're just peeing through a lot of the absorbency in this area, and so it spills out to the elastics. So there are a few reasons why pee would even get on this part. A lot of that has to do with the type of pee that your baby has. Is your baby a heavy wetter? Is your baby a flutter? Another thing that I've noticed since using this cover is that when they do poop, I think you can kind of see it, it has stained the inside of the TPU. Now, I made a video on my Mama Koala pocket diapers 2 years later, and one of the things that I've noticed is that their TPU specifically starts to get dingy over time. I have hard water, and so that is pretty common with hard water. I've seen, even my Nikki's diaper covers turn yellow on the inside. But overall, this is a working cover. It works just fine. It fits just fine. The function of it is great. So if this is something that you had to do it, I guess the biggest problem I would see with this is how you actually cut it. So I would be really, really safe. Take your time, slow down, take some deep breaths. I find that deep breathing can actually slow you down, quite literally. If you're someone who struggles with anxiety, that's something that I have struggled with, and I still currently do struggle with. I find that breathing really helps calm me down. We're not using our whole lung capacity when we breathe, especially if you suffer with anxiety. Sometimes you can take really shallow breaths with your chest up here instead of taking deep breaths with your stomach down here. So I think it is good to be in a practice of deep breathing, slowing down a little bit. Take your time, don't rush this. Just be easy on yourself, be gentle on yourself, be gentle on the diaper when you're cutting it. No need to get really tense. I think this is actually a really great option if this is what you have to do, if if you don't like pocket diapers and you want to convert them into covers. Oh, before I forget, another downside to this is if you would want to sell these when you're done, but these aren't going to have a resale value. People aren't going to want to buy this. The market is really low anyways. And I just think, with the rise of more budget-friendly diapers or even China-made diapers, the market is pretty saturated right now and it's hard to sell things. And so, if selling cloth diapers is a really huge deal to you, I actually would not suggest doing this because you're not going to be able to sell this. Again, I wouldn't even buy diapers with the intention of selling them just because of how bad the market is. But that is a deep dive that we will take. I know Bailey from the Cloth Diaper podcast has kind of talked about that recently, and I think that is really, really important to note, because when I was doing research into cloth diapers, there were a lot of videos about, you know, using your diapers for multiple children, using them for like 5 years, and then being able to sell them and get your money back. And honestly, that's just not the case with the market nowadays. And the market and the community is a lot different than it was in, you know, 2011, 2014. So there is a shift in perspective and mindset, and I think we will sit down and have a deep dive like Jay Jabbers talk about that. But anyways, if you want to do this, girl, go for it, you know? I think this is a great option if you want to turn your pockets into covers and you don't want to waste your pocket diapers. Again, the resale value isn't great. Kind of sucks that pee gets on here. You know, the TPU has stained. Again, for me, not a huge deal. Stains don't scare me off. It's not my favorite. I would just prefer to use this as a pocket diaper because I love pockets, but I wanted to experiment and try this and just kind of document my experience with it and how it went. It's a working, functioning diaper, and at the end of the day, sometimes that is just good enough. I spent years like looking for the perfect cloth diaper. I've made a lot of videos about not looking for the perfect cloth diaper, and if you're new here, I'll leave those videos down below. They're great deep dives to really go into, and they kind of share my personal story with like cloth diaper hoarding and like addiction, and I just kind of have this like addictive personality, this obsessive personality, and so for years I went through these waves of just like collecting all the diapers, trying to find the perfect diaper, and I came to the realization there's no such thing as a perfect diaper. But that is it for today's video. I hope you guys found it helpful. Again, if you want to do this, go for it, girl. It works. Not fancy, probably doesn't have a resale value, but it works. And sometimes, and honestly, that is just all you need in the cloth diapering experience, is a working diaper that fits and absorbs enough for your child. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.
Put up a fight, didn't follow my dreams, and now I'm losing